A mansion mysteriously burst into flames. The intense blaze consuming an estate located in the prestigious Capitol Hill neighborhood of Salt Lake City. But when trucks arrive, the violent inferno takes a tragic turn. Firefighters report hearing a male voice calling for help, but they can't reach him in time.
I don't know how or what was used to start this fire.
Firefighters soon find the 72-year-old's body on the 4th floor. There was no way he could escape the ferocious flames. But who was the man trapped inside his own home? Turns out the victim was John Williams, a dynamic community leader, a wealthy philanthropist, and a pioneer for gay rights in Utah.
This was a man who will not be forgotten, who changed the lives of a lot of Utahns.
After his shocking death, over 1,000 people gathered to say goodbye to a man who helped change the face of Salt Lake City.
John was a remarkable, imaginative leader. He was a guy who always loved his employees, his company, the community of Salt Lake, the state of Utah.
But what seemed like a tragedy soon turns into an investigation.
I know there was enough information here that they became concerned and called out the arson investigation team.
Did someone want John Williams, a man beloved by so many, dead? The clues they eventually find, they say, point to one person. Williams' own husband, Craig Crawford.
We can certainly say that it was an intentionally set fire.
Now, cops say evidence is piling up, linking the 47-year-old to the deadly fire. Though Crawford was present as flames engulfed the home, he didn't even call 911. A neighbor of the couple tells our Salt Lake affiliate KSTU that Crawford exhibited bizarre behavior before the inferno. On that night, Pat Rogers recalls she saw the flames and called 911. Minutes later, a chilling sight. She came face to face with Craig Crawford.
And Craig came outside. He's the only one I saw. Came out of the house.
The probable cause statement says while investigators processed the scene, an officer reported seeing a small laceration on Crawford's hand. Crawford stated he received the laceration during the fire. The arson unit determined burn patterns on the stairs show the blaze started in the foyer area on the 2nd floor, leading up the stairway, which would trap someone on the upper level. But what could have triggered Williams' husband to allegedly carry out such a horrific act? Reportedly, the couple had a troubled relationship beyond repair.
The divorce proceeding had been filed.
After filing for divorce, court records reveal Williams filed a restraining order against his estranged husband, but tragically the request was denied.
Mr. Williams had communicated with a person, in fact, that night that he was concerned about his relationship.
But was greed, not troubled love, the real motive? Court documents say Crawford made multiple statements to family members in the past about how he would be rich when Mr. Williams died. And he expressed his desire to set Mr. Williams' home on fire. Prosecutors now believe that's exactly what he did. Pat Rogers remembers Crawford was eerily calm that night considering his house and his ex were going up in flames. Craig Crawford, a man who appeared to be descending into madness.
He'd be hollering, "I hate you! I hate you!" And he was the only one in the house.
Cops arrest Craig Crawford, charging him with aggravated murder and arson. Now he's asking to be bailed out of jail, an unusual request in a case that carries a potential death sentence.
Mr. Crawford's been in custody a substantial period of time.
But Williams' family says they will fight to make sure he stays behind bars.
We think he's a very dangerous person, and we are hoping that there's no bail.
Now, in a stunning development, Crawford, who pleaded not guilty, was scheduled for a bail hearing, but it was postponed when prosecutors provided massive amounts of new evidence in the case.
We need some time to digest what has been provided. It's very, very critical information. And because of that, Judge, we are withdrawing our request at this point in time for a bail hearing.
Prosecutors are fighting Crawford's request to be released on bond, arguing in court papers that he's now a multi-millionaire after selling a home in Vancouver for $2.3 million. They want bail set at least $10 million in cash.
They have an interest in the bail hearing, they have an interest in their own safety, they have an interest in the safety of the community, and they have an interest in preventing the flight of the defendant.
Crawford's attorneys say their client has now dropped his request for bail. And while the court proceedings unfold, John Williams' family vows to fight for the man who meant so much to so many.
We just want justice for our amazing uncle, brother, and friend.